Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. Question one to Laura Leslie. The state controller says revenues for the first 2 months of the state's fiscal year are declined $200 million from the same period in 2013. Now, Democrats say this is a dangerous indicator that portends serious money problem by year's end. Republicans say they knew all along this was going to happen, and they built in reserves to take care of it. What should we think about this?
Well, both sides are right to some extent. Okay, number one, revenues are coming in lower than projected, and they were already projected to be lower because of the tax cuts. So we are looking at, at this point, a real shortfall coming in. However, saying that being short $200 million 1 month indicates that you're going to just compound that and be that short at the end of the year isn't true, because that's not the way state revenue works. It ebbs and it flows. And so we won't know how short the state really is until we get through the April surprise, I think, next year. And I think, lawmakers are watching that. I mean, part of what the legislator did this year in terms of those tax cuts, or last year really, was modeled after the state of Kansas. And everybody's watching Kansas right now because they're in deep fiscal trouble. And what once was a safe Republican state, they've got some really close races going on out there right now because people are very upset about the effects of those cuts. So I think our legislators here are watching carefully, and they've said, look, we want to keep as much money in people's pockets as we can, but you do need a certain amount of money to run the government. And if it turns out that this is a long-term problem that we can't fix any other way, we may have to go back and re-examine some of that. Wow.
Could we be looking at tax increases?
I think that would be a really hard sell.
God forbid.
But they're out of, where are you going to cut?
Yeah.
I mean, they're down to bone in most places.
Well, thank you for watching the Afterspin. More video all during the week on ncspin.com.